Hey everyone, this is Sandip back with another video series. And the series called 100 Days of Coding JavaScript, where I'm going to share my entire 15 years of experience in writing JavaScript code. So let's jump into the video. Okay, so 100 days of coding JavaScript. So probably we are going to have the 100 videos. I'm not sure, maybe more than that. So let's start with the day one where I'm going to talk about what is JavaScript. So JavaScript is a programming language used to build web, mobile, and desktop application. It's pretty popular programming language and you should learn it. And I can give you the proof. So if you search for popular programming languages 2023 on Google, you see the top programming language is JavaScript. So this gives you a lot of confidence, a lot of boost, right, to getting started or learn JavaScript. So it is used for creating web, mobile, and desktop applications. It's popular and widely used for front-end development. So I've spent like a lot of time as a front-end developer. I've learned back-end development also. So I can tell you like front-end development is one of the very popular skill in the market. And there is less supply. I would say there are less great or good developers who are like good front-end developer, I can say. JavaScript is also used for back-end development, that is on the server side, and that can be a different topic, maybe another series. But there is something called Node, which we use for back-end development in JavaScript. Now JavaScript runs in browser. I put a star here, it runs on server also. But in this series, I'm going to talk about running your JavaScript code on the browser only. And it's good to have a knowledge of HTML and CSS to become a better front-end developer. And there are a lot of videos around HTML and CSS. If you don't know, probably go and watch any crash course around HTML and CSS. Or I would probably come up with another 100 days of coding HTML and CSS. You never know. So let's not get this is theory. I know theory doesn't sound good, doesn't sound interesting. So let's build our first JavaScript app quickly and let's get our hands dirty with the coding. So for that purpose, what I did actually, and this is important, you code along with me. This is really going to be a simple program which we are going to write in JavaScript. But if you write the code, that gives you a lot of confidence. So I've created a folder called 100 Days of Coding JavaScript. Probably you can create a similar folder on your machine, desktop, whatever you have. Now I'm going to open the Visual Studio Code and I'm going to open that folder here. So I'm going to open a folder called 100 Days of Coding JavaScript. And inside that, I'm going to create a new folder called 01. So this is day one, right? So I'm going to call it 01. Or probably let's give it a name of day one. Probably we can try, or let's go with the 01 only. And I'm going to name this program as Hello JavaScript. So this is the folder. Inside that, I'm going to create two different files. The first one is called index.html. So HTML file runs into the browser, right? And JavaScript also runs into the browser. So the entry point for any JavaScript file that we are going to, any JavaScript project that we are going to build is index.html. And just let's put some markup. So this is HTML. This is a markup language. I'm not going to cover a lot about HTML in this course. I suggest, watch a crash course around HTML and CSS and then come back. So I'm going to give it a title, Hello JavaScript. And then I'm going to create a second file called index.js. And this is the file where we are going to spend a lot of our time writing JavaScript code. So here, I'm just going to I'll just maximize my font a little bit so that it will be better. Okay, console.log. And I'm going to say, Hello JavaScript. That's it. This is your first program, right? So console.log. So console.log, we'll talk about it. This is nothing but a function which is going to print some output inside my developer tools. I'm going to close this. Now we have our index.html. We have our index.javascript file. Now somehow I need to connect these two files so that my program, my index.js file can run. And to do that, we use something called a script tag. So I'm going to put a script tag here. Inside that there's a source attribute, and where we can specify our JavaScript file reference. So now when I'm going to load this HTML file, this index.html file in the browser, it's going to load this index.javascript file. And after that file has been loaded, this code will get executed and it's going to access my console and it's going to output this inside my console. So let's run it. So I'm going to open with live server. Okay, so one more thing, I'll just take a step back. I'm using Visual Studio Code as my code editor here. You can use any code editor. This is again another thing. Probably you can just go to Google, right? And search for Visual Studio Code. And you can download this software, right? Just go to this site and just click on download and just install it. That's it. It's really simple. So our focus is on JavaScript. I don't want to get into the other tools and all those things. That's why I'm covering it pretty quickly. Okay, so I'm going to run my index.html. So there is an option in Visual Studio Code called open with live server. So this is going to run my index.html inside a server. And let's not get into the topic of server now. Our main intention is to learn JavaScript, how to write code in JavaScript. Probably that should be for another video. So I'm going to open my file and it's going to open the file inside a browser, and you don't see anything in the output. I have written something called hello.javascript, but you can't see that in the browser here, right? It's just an empty slate. So I'm going to right click and click on inspect. That's going to open my console. You see here, right? This is the console, or you can click on console here and you see that output here. Hello JavaScript, right? If I refresh my page, you see that hello JavaScript coming here. So this is the area, this is the console object which I have access here, right? It's console. So that means I'm accessing the browser console and I'm messaging something inside that console called hello JavaScript. Now say suppose I change it, maybe hello JavaScript again. And if I save and go back, see that I'm getting hello JavaScript again as an output. Pretty simple program we have written, right? We talked about what is JavaScript, and we talked like this is the most popular programming language. This is on the top into 2023. So to become a very good front-end developer, you should know JavaScript. Once you know JavaScript, you can learn other frameworks like React and Angular. And we have written our first JavaScript program called Hello JavaScript, created the index.html file and created the index.js file. So this is day one, our first program. I'm going to come back with day two. That is for another video, right? So I hope this video has helped. I know pretty easy, pretty boring, I would say, for any beginner person, right? But I'm going to come up with more videos on JavaScript. So I'm going to see you in the day two. Until then, you take care and goodbye.